Hi everyone, in today's video I will walk you through the complete step-by-step process of deep cleaning your lettuce grow farm stand. This is a critical maintenance task that you will need to do every 3 months for healthier plants, a longer lasting pump and optimal water quality. While it may feel like a tedious task at first, with practice you can complete it in about 40 minutes. This guide also doubles as a setup tutorial if you are assembling your farm stand for the first time. Stick around till the end for helpful pro tips and tricks to make this cleaning process quicker and easier. Let's get started. First, unplug the cord that connects to the timer, but leave the timer itself plugged into the wall. This will ensure the timer settings remain intact, sparing you the hassle of reprogramming it later. Then move your heavy water-filled tank to a convenient location such as a shower or near a door leading outside for easier emptying. If like me you live in a place with stairs, emptying the tank outdoors can be a bit more challenging, but it is still manageable with the help of a dolly and a transfer pump. Both are essential tools whether you are emptying the tank indoors or outdoors. Personally, I prefer to empty my tank outside to avoid the extra work of cleaning the shower afterwards. The water inside the tank contains a buildup of nutrients that can be harmful to your skin, so if you opt to use the shower, you will need to clean it thoroughly afterwards. Always wear gloves while cleaning. Skipping them even once can result in skin irritation or a rash caused by residue from the tank water. As mentioned earlier, a dolly and a transfer pump are indispensable when performing your 3 months maintenance. If you haven't set up your farm stand yet, be sure to get a dolly first. It will save your back when moving or rotating the tank and prevent damage to its base, which could occur if you drag it on the ground. I purchased my transfer pump for $25 on Amazon and it works perfectly. You can find the link in the description. Just remember that the tubbing is sold separately, so you will need to buy one. Be sure to measure the length you will need. I chose a 5-foot tube to reach from my door to the bottom of my stairs. You will also find a link to purchase a dolly on Amazon. While the color options may be limited there, it's usually less expensive than buying the white version directly from the manufacturer's website. The choice is yours. The next step consists in dismantling your farm stand. Prepare some buckets or containers to hold your plants during cleaning. Remove each plant from the growing ring and place them in the containers. If you've been diligent about trimming your plants whenever you replenish the tank nutrients, they should remain manageable and easy to remove from the growing rings without the cups becoming overgrown. Start by removing all the growing rings and glow ring lights, twisting them carefully in the direction of the opened padlock symbol. Work step by step, removing each component individually. First, take off the lid, followed by the diffuser. Be sure to place the diffuser somewhere safe. It's small, easy to misplace, but essential for distributing water inside the tank. Next, disconnect the glow ring cords by twisting them in opposite direction. For this step, you may need to remove your gloves to get a better grip on the cables. Once the lights are free from the growing rings, gently set them on the floor. These lights are fragile and expensive, so handle them with care. Avoid cleaning them with a hose, as this can cause corrosion, potentially leading to a fire hazard when they are plugged back in. Set your growing rings on a waterproof mat for cleaning. I recommend investing in absorbent, washable underpads in advance. They are incredibly useful as the growing rings may drip water. Repeat the process until all the growing rings and glowing lights are removed and placed on the ground, ready for cleaning. Next, remove the pump along with the attached tubes and take out the gasket from the side opening of the tank. With the top of your tank now fully open, insert the transfer pump, ensuring the tubing is securely connected to the spout. Position the tubbing so it directs the water to your chosen dumping area. If you have other plants in your home, consider using the nutrient-enriched water to feed them. Simply transfer the water into large buckets. This way you avoid wasting valuable water and nutrients that could benefit your other plants. Plug in the transfer pump, but be cautious. Most transfer pumps lack an on-off switch, so the only way to stop it is to unplug it. To make things easier, consider using an extension cord with an on-off button, which allows you to pause the pump as needed, especially helpful when filling buckets and avoiding overflows. If possible, enlist the help of a friend or family member. One person can hold the tubbing steady while the other monitors and controls the water flow. Once the pump has removed as much water as possible, you will need to tip the tank over to drain any remaining water. For this step, I recommend moving the tank outside where it will be easier to handle. After the pump has emptied most of the water, the tank becomes light enough to carry. Carefully walk it outside, set it on the grass and tip it to pour out the rest of the water. Avoid placing the tank on concrete to prevent scratching its bottom. Now it's time for a thorough cleaning. Start by using a hose with a jet setting or create a makeshift jet by pressing your thumb over the hose opening. Spray the inside of the tank to remove residue using a more gentle spray like a shower setting for the outside. Using a new sponge or one dedicated to this task, clean the inside of the tank with a non-abrasive, eco-friendly cleaning solution. Focus on the internal walls and use the circular side opening to clean the tank's bottom. This spares your back and allows for better access. For cleaning solutions, choose a mild soap or a natural multi-purpose cleaner. Since you will be consuming the produce grown in your farm stand, prioritize your health by avoiding harsh detergents or chemicals. Products like Trader Joe's sage-based multi-purpose cleaner or Simple Green that is available on Amazon are excellent choices as they are made from non-toxic natural ingredients. Avoid abrasive cleaners as they can leave harmful residues even after rinsing thoroughly. If you notice any gunk buildup in the dented area at the top of the tank where the first growing ring connects to the base, grab a toothbrush or scrub brush and clean it thoroughly. Neglecting this area can lead to greater accumulation over time, making future cleanings more difficult or even rendering the tank unsafe to use. Remember, you are growing food in this system, so maintaining its cleanliness directly impacts your health. If you spot any residue or calcium buildup on the outside of your tank, it could indicate an issue with your nutrient levels. Overdosing nutrients or adding them too frequently may be the cause. To remove the buildup, take a butter knife and hold it like a razor blade, using both hands to apply gentle pressure while scraping away the residue. Be careful to avoid damaging the tank surface, only remove the buildup. Once the tank is fully cleaned inside and out, rinse away all soap and residue using your hose. Make sure no soapy water remains by slightly filling and emptying the tank a few times. After rinsing, set the tank aside to dry completely. Now move on to the growing rings. Use a toothbrush for precise cleaning of small or irregular areas that a sponge can't reach. It's also handy for cleaning the inside of the tubes. Start by filling a bucket with warm water and your cleaning solution. Apply the solution to all surfaces of each growing ring and scrub thoroughly. Rinse the top off with hot water and finish with a hose. Use the toothbrush for any hard-to-reach areas, especially the holes where plants are inserted. If there is any residue around the growing rings, gently scrape it off with a butter knife as described earlier. Disconnect the flowing tubes from the pump and clean it thoroughly. Dirt often collects on the pump, forming a coating that can hinder its efficiency. If debris block the turbine, the water pressure inside the supply tubes can rise, potentially causing flooding. To clean the pump, remove the front and back covers of the pump. Insert a butter knife into the slits where the gridded cover connects to the pump body, then gently separate and clean the gridded section. Use a toothbrush to clean inside, ensuring the pump is free from obstructions and can open and close properly. Check the turbine by pulling it out of its housing and remove any debris. Verify that the pump's flow control grid is set to maximum before reassembling it. Separate the back cover using the same knife technique and clean it. Check that the suction cups remain intact before putting the pump back together. Use the jet function of your hose to flush out the inside of the flowing tubes. Clean the lid, diffuser, and gasket with your sponge and solution, then set them aside to dry completely. Handle the growing lights with extreme care as they are delicate and costly to replace. Place them on a soft, smooth surface. Gently clean them with a sponge and cleaning solution, avoiding any scrubbing that could damage them. Immediately pat them dry with a cloth. Check the connectors for dirt and use a toothbrush to clean around them if necessary. However, avoid cleaning inside the cables as a stray bristle could cause damage or even a fire later on. Congratulations, your cleaning is done. Before reassembling everything, consider trimming your plants once more. Be careful not to cut more than 1/3 of the root length to avoid stressing the plants. Place your tank back on its dolly and position it in a convenient spot for refilling. Use a hose or shower head to fill the tank up to just below the gasket or side opening. Prepare your nutrient solution and add it to the tank. Stir the mixture thoroughly with a long stick made of plastic or metal. While the manufacturer's nutrient solution is effective and produces healthy plants, I have found a more economical alternative after 8 months of research. This alternative involves 3 nutrient sachets that work together and allow you to feed your plants once every 2 weeks instead of weekly. I've included the details in the comments for your reference. Switching to this solution has made my setup significantly more cost-effective without sacrificing plant health. Next, check the water quality using a pH reader or a pH solution. I recommend using a pH solution unless you invest in a high-quality, accurate electronic pH reader. From personal experience, I learned the hard way that cheaper pH readers can lose calibration quickly, leading to inaccurate readings. I once relied on an inexpensive pH reader only to discover 2 weeks later, after my plants had started dying, that its readings were way off. A quick check with the pH solution confirmed the problem. The optimal pH range for your plants is between 5.8 and 6.2. If the pH is too high, you will need to add a pH down solution. If it's too low, you will need a pH up solution. Before setting up your farm stand for the first time, check the pH of your tap water to determine which solution you will need most often. If your pH is too acidic, below 5, you will likely need to stock up on pH up solution, potentially a gallon, to adjust the water to the recommended range of 5.8 to 6.2. If your pH is too alkaline, above 6, you will need a pH down solution. Keep some of the opposite solution on hand as well, in case you accidentally overcorrect and need to adjust back. For example, my tap water has a default pH of around 8, and I have found that adding half a small yogurt cup of pH down solution is usually enough to bring it to the correct level. After a few water changes, you'll get the hang of adjusting your pH efficiently. Be patient when adjusting the pH and avoiding adding too much solution at once. Gradual adjustments are key. Once the pH is within the proper range, you can reinsert the pump and flowing tubes into the tank. Attach the pump and tubes. Connect the circle element with a screw to the pump. Use the smooth ring-like connectors to join the different segments of the irrigation tube. Feed the pump's power cable out through the gasket located in the fill port opening on the side of the tank. There are 2 holes in the gasket, one for the pump cable and one for the light cable. Ensure the cable is snugly inserted in the hole to prevent water from leaking out. Thread the light's power cord through the gasket in the fill port opening and up to the top of the tank. Rest the cord on the side of the tank to ensure it won't fall inside. Slide the first growing ring over the irrigation pipe while holding the power supply cable with one hand. feed the cable through the center hole of the growing ring as you position it. Twist the growing ring around the water tank until it locks into place. Place the growing light on top of the growing ring, twist it and lock it securely. Connect the short end of the ring light's cable to the long end of the power supply cable. To do this, gently twist the two ends together in opposite direction, ensuring the connection is secure. Be careful not to over-tighten, as this can damage the protective cap which guards against corrosion. The manufacturer recommends tightening only until the cap meets the tip of the arrow of the connector. Going beyond this point can cause the cap to break. Take the longer end of the ring light's cable and thread it through the next growing ring. Position the growing ring over the glow ring light, lock it into place by twisting, and connect the cables as before. Repeat this process for each additional level of the Farmstand, ensuring all growing rings and lights are properly aligned and connected. Once all the levels are assembled, secure the diffuser at the top of the irrigation tube. Finally, lock the lid in place to close your Farmstand. Congratulations, your Farmstand is now fully reassembled, calibrated, and ready to go. That's it, you completed your 3-month Farmstand maintenance. Great job! Take a moment to pat yourself on the back for a job well done. Now don't forget to mark the date for your next cleaning in your calendar or planner to stay on top of maintenance. Staying consistent with maintenance is key to keeping your Farmstand running smoothly and your plant thriving. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future tips and tutorials. Have questions or suggestions? Drop them in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video where I will talk you about setting up a plant nursery for your seedlings. Happy growing!